Hi, Roy Williams with Airframe Components, and welcome back to episode 3 of our 1978 Cessna A185F aircraft. As we've discussed in the previous episodes, the aircraft has been brought in, dismantled. Now it's just a matter of going through the aircraft, updating and revising things as needed. One of the areas of particular attention is back here on the tail of the aircraft. We really want to pay special attention to this. As we mentioned in the first episode, this had been a pipeline patrol aircraft. This aircraft had a air-to-ground communication radio in it. There was an antenna for that radio mounted on the belly of the aircraft right here in the tail cone. So we took this opportunity to replace this tail cone skin to get rid of that antenna hole on the bottom of the aircraft. While that skin was removed, that gave us a great opportunity to get up inside of here, change all of the springs, the rudder return springs, all the control surface springs in here. A lot easier to do it with one skin removed rather than trying to crawl back in the tail cone of the aircraft. While we were in here, we also installed the later model inspection doors here. On the bottom of the Stinger, SK185-27 had already been installed, so that did not need to be accomplished at that time. As we discussed in the first episode, we had bought the QMI Bushwheel Bill hockey stick kit. We elected to instead go with a brand new Cessna hockey stick. We found a crack on the left-hand side. The right-hand side was fine. So instead of chopping these hockey sticks, we elected to just purchase a brand new hockey stick from Cessna and install that. So everything is back to factory new standards here. Again, with that belly skin removed, it made installing the hockey stick very easy. Again, with the aircraft stripped down like this with none of the components on the tail, it makes it a very easy process. While we were in here, we changed out all the pulleys also, all brand new hardware in here as well. Going back here to the Stinger section, we did the McFarlane overhaul kits on the stabilator trim jack screws. We also installed SK180-43 reinforcements on the rear bulkhead. One other item of note for the vertical fin here on the dorsal, this mid bracket right here. I know there's been some discussion on various owner groups of people finding cracks on these brackets. Ours was no exception. This particular bracket had 3 different cracks in it. So it would be a word of caution to owners. If you have the vertical fin removed from the aircraft, pay particular attention to this mid-mounting bracket. One particular note back here on the tail of the aircraft for you Skywagon aficionados, the late model aircraft had plastic stingers. This is the one that was on the aircraft, not terrible condition, had one crack on a screw hole, but instead of replacing it with another plastic stinger, we took an earlier metal stinger and modified it for fitment on the late model Skywagons. One of those details that will go unnoticed, but yet something that can be addressed while we have the aircraft all apart. That's all for today's episode. Stay tuned for further updates of our 1978 Cessna A185F restoration project.